Gate 14 podcast and Avery. The Toronto Blue Jays played baseball games this week. That's about it. So one was entertaining, one was a little bit of a snooze fest, but they did indeed play baseball games on a baseball field this week. How are we feeling? Big week for the Gate 14 boys.
This week was sick, but I think it's official. No Dome from Home wins.
Yeah, we could go right into it, I guess. I have some stats about it if you want to talk about it.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I would love to know some Dome from Home stats, but I think it's fine to never, ever fucking do that again.
Ban, abolish, never do Dome from Home again, and we leave it in 2024. Let me tell you why. Shout out LeBron McLean on Twitter. The Toronto Blue Jays in Dome from Home games in 2024 are 0-5 and have been outscored 35-8. 0-5, 35-8 outscore. Ban Dome from Home. Whoever made it might need to be fired. We don't talk about another person's job, but they might need to be fired.
Try again on the promotions for midday baseball games. First of all, no one's fucking working there. Bad name right off the bat. You go to the game so you don't have to work.
Yes.
And the baseball team put together their worst performances during Dome from Home. So I am fine to never hear about it again. It needs a new name. It needs something, a magic touch. How many games under 500 if they won all their Dome from Home games?
It would be like
it'd be close. It would be closer to 500. It wouldn't be that
yeah.
But yeah,
all I'm saying is this. Listen, no one wants Dome from Home. If your wife says, "Do you want Dome from Home?" you say no. Okay.
I want to go. Yeah.
We don't want Dome from Home. All right. We are done with it. I've had enough of it. I'm sick and tired of being at 3:00 watching a Jays game, and then in the night I'm like, all right, what the hell do I do now? On a Tuesday or a Thursday.
The 3:00 doesn't even feel like Dome from Home. It's when there was the 1:00 games.
And by the way, a lot of people, some people in the business world, they end work at 4:00. So they're just bringing their laptop to the Rogers Center for what, an hour? Just like it's just an hour working of Dome from Home. Like what? Like abolish it. Seriously, I'm done with it.
Do you want to spitball a couple other potential ideas for a mid-afternoon game?
Fight at night?
Nope. I'm asking for an afternoon game.
Okay. No, I'm tired of the afternoon games, man. I really am.
Fucked up at 4. That's what we can call it. So you just get drunk at the yard.
I'm trying to think like evening. What's an evening one? Matinee.
No, not John. We're trying to come up with a new name for Dome from Home.
3:00 is the evening. Is it?
I personally don't classify that as the evening. If I'm still supposed to be at work and I work a 9 to 5, I don't call it the evening.
Okay. I don't know.
You got nothing, man.
If you let us know, think in the comments section below. Let us know in the comments what the new name for Dome from Home should be, or Work from Dome, whatever the fuck it's called. Because let me tell you something. I'm out. Sorry to the promoter. Great job in theory. Not really, because the name kind of sucks. Dome from Home's funny. Work from Dome sucks. But yeah, back to the drawing board. That's all I wanted to say, right?
Yeah, exactly. We will make a graphic about Dome from Home tomorrow and post on the Instagram.
Say no to Dome from Home, just like a guy like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, just terrible week in terms of Blue Jays. But Gate 14 boys, we up. The Will Wagner pod. What was your original thought right when we clicked end record on the Will Wagner pod?
We've never asked so many questions.
Oh yeah, rapid fire.
Because I write mine out. Well, I don't. You're so much better than I am at that of just going off the head. I like to find some stuff to talk about, and he just rattled through. I usually have 15, and that'll get us through whatever you have. That'll get us through like a good 45 minutes. That's good. And it was 20 minutes in, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta find some more stuff. But I mean, obviously, just kind of a quiet guy. Awesome though, awesome with his time, and yeah, really thankful for him coming on and giving us.
Great guy, honestly, a great guy. Like he's the future is in good hands. I mean, we're talking about locker room guys, and I could pretty easily tell. Like when I had Anthony Bass on the other podcast I do, I was like, This guy's a little bit of a weird cat for sure. But
Yeah.
this is like the first impression of Will Wagner is this is just a humble guy. You would never be able to tell his dad is like a big leaguer with 300 plus saves in the show, you know?
Yeah.
Just a good dude. Salt of the earth guy.
And
So,
I think that's something to be said about his career path too, right?
yes. Yes.
Liberty won, not a big school. Really good when he was there though, by the end.
Yeah.
They kind of made a name for themselves. Maybe they were before and I messed it up, but by the end, like Liberty was a good. I think they went 41-16 his last year, something like that. Went to a
Okay.
regional 18th round pick out of 20 rounds. That's not high at all. That's not like the other kind of Blue Jays that were coming up and we talk about their dads all the time. And
Yeah.
then grind through the minors. He's 26, right? Making his big league debut. It's nothing's been handed to Will Wagner. And
Yeah. Which is, yeah.
I think it was pretty obvious as
It's a
to
different trajectory than like a Bo or a Vladdy, right? Like Bo and Vladdy, highly touted prospects, like top 5 forever prospects. And we're like pretty much shoo-ins to be big leaguers. Will Wagner, I guarantee you, if you ask him about Liberty, if he's gonna be a big leaguer, in the back of his mind, he's like, man, I don't really know if I'm gonna be a big leaguer, you
yeah,
know?
maybe he has the quiet confidence where it's like, hey, I believe in myself. I can make it to
Yeah,
the big leagues. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't think anyone was betting on him big time to do that. Maybe they knew his skill, but based on what he had been given and the intangibles stuff, that's it's been a interesting way for him to make it in the big leagues. And happy Gabe 14 guy to have Will Wagner on
yeah.
board.
Gave us the little he's private on Insta. So he let us into his little circle there. So he followed us. So Will Wagner, shout out Will Wagner. Next thing I want to talk about, congratulations to our dear friend Bowden Francis, American League Pitcher of the Month. So you and I met up with him on Tuesday. I actually had no idea when we met up with him that he won that award.
I
I
think it
think it
was
happened while
30 minutes later it came out.
yes. Okay. Because he probably had a clue, and then I had legit no idea. I would have congratulated him for that. But Bowden Francis, what a guy, what a legend. Obviously we talked to him, we shot the shit a little bit, dropped off the shirts for him. And by the way, if you did order a shirt, like we've mentioned majority of times in this podcast, I keep getting swarmed with DMs, tweets. When's the shirt's gonna ship? It's not in our hands. It's in the distributor's hands. Like the distributor has access to our Shopify. When the orders come in, if you ordered it before Monday night, he did a mass order of all those orders, and he's printing the shirts, making the shirts, charging us. I'm hoping Thursday or Friday they're shipped out. If not Monday, the latest Monday, and you will get them by next week. You have my word on that. Unless you live in the U.S., it might take a little bit longer, obviously, with the shipping and stuff like that there. But if you ordered it before Monday, you will get that. But Bowden Francis, we dropped off the shirts to him. By the way, those shirts that Bowden Francis got, we ordered 2 or 3 days before the actual drop of the shirts. That's why they were made so quickly. We told the distributor they're very important for the Blue Jays guys. We knew they were going to wear them on the field, so we did the
Well,
order way before.
And you picked them up too.
And I picked them up. Yeah, they weren't shipped. So that was the whole dilemma there with that. But yeah, so Bowden was handing it off to everyone in the clubhouse. We heard through sources. Chris Bassett was obviously wearing one. That's our guy. Gossman had one. All the boys had one. So, and the biggest name that had one is our generational superstar, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., was wearing it the entire BP infield, on the field before they get everything. So that was kind of surreal. What was your first reaction, Avery, when you saw the picture of Vladdy wearing it? Shout out Blake Murphy on the field for batting practice.
I don't know if these things like ever click for me. And I don't think they'll ever click for me until I'm done doing it. It's just kind of just a whirlwind right now. It's like, oh, these things are kind of awesome every time. And it's just okay. On to the next one too. The one that did it for me was when Bowden sent you the picture he took on his camera.
Yes.
That I tweeted out. I was like, okay, everything about that is super cool. Said a bunch of the coaches wanted some as well. Swanee, what?
So Swanee didn't get one originally, and then Swanee texted me. He's like, "Fucking, I didn't get a shirt." Because I told him, I was like, Bowden has a shirt for you. Just make sure when you go to the field, you go say to Bowden, like, I got a gate 14 shirt or whatever, right? Like I need one. And he didn't get one. He's like, I'm some sort of veteran around here. I can't even get a shirt. But anyways, he ended up getting one. So that was funny. And then Bowden just said today that all the coaching staff want one. So he just put in an order for the coaching staff. That one will be arriving very, very late because the order will be on Monday, and then we order them today. But yeah, so it's just been a surreal experience. I mean, if you told us 3 years ago Vladimir Guerrero Jr. would be wearing a Gate 14 shirt, I'd just call you a fucking fool, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I would literally just call you an idiot. So, again, it still hasn't hit me either. Like, the guy who designed them, Cam, talked about it and was like, I can't believe this is happening. I
Yeah.
guess from his perspective, it's like insane. It'd be the equivalent of Austin Matthews wearing a shirt that we designed, right? So, it still hasn't really hit me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He said
It,
Cam. I'm happy for Cam. Cam is fucking awesome. And
yeah,
when we talked today, because I sent him the picture as well after you did, and he said he was showing all his buddies and he couldn't believe it. And that was the time I was like really proud of it. He's like, oh, Cam's super excited about it too.
yeah.
So I think
So
that's
it's
where I'm
cool.
at.
And shout out to Vladdy, man. I mean, I don't know what else Vladdy has to do to show that he wants to be here forever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You think
He's
wearing the
wearing
shirt makes him want to do that?
well, no, he's wearing a shirt of the common man, like the podcast Gate 14. He knows that I talked to his cousin about it. He knows it exists. Obviously, we went out with him before, but um he's just the best teammate ever, man. You saw him today giving hitting tips to Schneids before the game, right? Like
Yeah, that was from yesterday's game.
sorry, from yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's just it's can we just sign the guy seriously, man? Like, and in terms of Vladdy, I wanted to talk about this because this is a stat that blew my mind as well. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. since the All-Star break, hits first in baseball, extra base hits first in baseball, average first in baseball, slugging first in baseball, OPS first in baseball. And I am sick and tired of the excuses people make. First off, oh, he's hitting in minor league parks. Can't hit in big league parks. Now he's hitting in big league parks. He's hitting in big league parks. Oh, it's because the Jays are out of it. What more do you want from Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? Seriously, the guy is putting up 5 WAR. He is in the top 12 in all of baseball in F4 at first base. And by the way, this is with terrible defensive metrics and base running. And he has a 5 F4. So I just don't know what you can never please this fan base. Were we hard on Vladdy last year? Sure. He wasn't that great last year. But now just give the
I think
guy
we're at a
flowers.
different point. I don't think it's the fan base who's on him. I think it's it's other fans at this point. How can you
Barker were talking about it today on the radio. They said
really smart guys there.
Well, they said he was doing it now because they're out of it. So why does it matter? It's like,
if they're out of it, how does that matter? Like, the teams they're facing are still trying to get him. I don't understand that one.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. I'm
okay. So maybe I was wrong
saying
it was the other fan base. I can't believe that's a thought. How can you watch this baseball team every day like they're supposed to and say, you know what, Vladdy's not good? It's like, what, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
How do your eyes get on the game and say, yeah, you know what, I don't want that guy on my baseball team anymore? It's an insane
absurd
thought to have.
It's honestly, I'm so tired of it and honestly, I respect the fact that Vladdy's not really online or on Twitter because it's just, you can never please this fan base. A lot of it can be attest to the Leafs fans. No offense to Leafs fans. Like, they're hard on Mitch Marner, who is 100 points a year guy. I mean, I like, they're going to be hard on everyone. So I get that, but it's just like, I don't know what more you want from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It's truly unbelievable. He is literally the best hitter in baseball since the All-Star break. Better than Judge, better than Soto, better than Ohtani, better than everyone since the All-Star break. I don't know what more you want from this guy. I really don't. So, and I can't believe it's nationally televised and radio shows that are the hardest on him for some reason when he is putting the only reason why this team is watchable right now besides Bowden Francis.
Yep. I don't. We're on the same page with that. If you're watching the game and you think Vladdy's an issue and you don't want him, I think we're watching different games for different
or
reasons.
You're just hate watching.
Exactly.
You're just miserable. Like, there's no other way to talk about it. But
by the way, Mitch Marner doesn't have a 100-point season ever.
Oh, he doesn't? Okay, a guy that's just gonna put up 90 then. 85, whatever.
No, 99 was the best. 2022.
Damn, Mitchy. Damn, better get skating, Mitch. But yeah, just insane stuff. So other than that, though, man, like we talked about, not much to tell. That Tuesday game was insane.
Imagine we were in the race and that game happened.
I mean, we lived it in the wild card game, 8-1.
Yeah.
But that game for me was just first of all, that was the longest baseball game in the history of the planet, right? We can all agree on that.
Really
Really
long baseball game. Yes.
Really long baseball game. Jays get up. Bassett gives up a leadoff home run, I believe, to Schwarber. And then the Jays put up a 6 ball in the first, and we're looking around. By the we were in the Jays nest with the book it with Trent and all those guys. And I was like, oh, all right, like 6-1, let's go. I mean, the offense looked great. The young guys are raking. Vladdy obviously did what Vladdy did. And we're just like, all right, 6-1. Then they start chipping away a little bit, the Phillies. And the butthole starts clenching a little bit.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay, it's 6-4 now. Okay, 8-4 or 8-5. Okay, now it's 8-8. And then 10-8 happened. And then the Leo Jimenez home run, by the way, tied Bo with home runs there. And it just goes, and then it just hell on earth happened that game. I mean, that was, if you could describe a perfect tankathon game, Avery, would that have been it?
Yeah, showing everything. Vlad had a million hits.
Yeah.
Like Varsho hits a home run.
Yeah.
So you get some Dalton Varsho's the best player in baseball type of talk. George Springer from his grave, 3 hits. Yep, 16 hits, and you lose a baseball game. Really, really impressive stuff. Yeah. I mean, 4 home runs. It's great.
It was a great tankathon.
I love the game till I didn't. And then at the end, that's a game you can leave and because they're out of the race. And you just self-talk. Hey, better draft pick. Better draft pick.
And you start saying in your mind, you're like, man, we get a bullpen. This team could be a problem.
Well, no, let's just be real about it. 5th best weighted runs created plus, second half.
Yeah.
This baseball team. I believe
Again, Avery, it's like, do you think Ross Atkins is looking at what he did in the offseason, picking up fossils, no disrespect, and being like, what the hell was I doing?
Well, it worked with Brandon Belt. Justin Turner didn't fit this team, but he wasn't bad when he played.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like the base path stuff with Justin Turner. Like, you got the young guys now that can run bases and kind of wreak havoc and turn singles into doubles.
Yeah, like Justin Turner came here to hit, and Justin Turner hit. Like, I don't think it's the overall team build was bad, but just singling out, say, Justin Turner, I don't think like he was a bad deal there.
I just can't believe, like, again, looking back on like April, May, Daniel Vogelbach was stealing at bats from Spencer Horwitz.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't that blow your mind when you look back at that? It's crazy. Daniel Vogelbach, who was DFA'd twice last year.
Yeah, Daniel Vogelbach's still not playing for anyone.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know how.
I'm seeing we are 1-6 in dome from home games.
I might have just read a made up stat then.
Someone sent me 1-6 dome from home. A 6-5 win against Baltimore being the only one.
I remember that actually. Yep, I remember that. Okay.
I think that was maybe a Cade Povich start potentially for Baltimore.
Okay, but so it doesn't count.
Okay,
I'll put an asterisk in the video I clip. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's like, again, you can live forever on just what ifs, but man, it would have been cool to just at least see what these young guys did, where this team would be at if you had the young guys playing all year, right? You know?
Yeah. No, it's a different look.
Because, like, imagine where we'd be at right now if Addison Barger had like 4 months of big league at bats instead of 2, right?
Yep.
Horwitz.
Not that he was any good in his first 2 stints, though.
Yeah.
Like he was up. Or Elvis Martinez doesn't get suspended. Things look a little different as well.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Sometimes it's good to just it's good to just cope and just imagine, like, oh, okay, next year we're going in here with a team that 5th in baseball weighted runs created plus in the second half. Like, that's kind of something to build off of, but you got to build off that, but also make acquisitions that can help the young guys in terms of just like veterans that are actually still good, not veterans that are 50, you know?
Yeah. You spend on a bullpen. It's a competent baseball team going into next year. It won't be top 3. It might be the 4th sexiest lineup in the division, maybe 5th.
Yeah.
But I mean, flashy, great lineups don't win all the time. Spending a ton of money doesn't always win all the time. Just building a great team, and they got to find a different way to do that with the pieces they have now. I'm starting to think back on not trading Bo. I'm starting to spin the wheels again of him.
So where are you at with that then?
Do I want to trade him? No.
Okay.
I don't think that's a hot take. And
Well, that's the
um,
lowest value.
pretty much kind of what I landed on.
And I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we got 20 games left. Let's say he comes back next week, like he's gonna play 18 games, maybe. It's like, is that gonna increase his value a crazy amount?
No.
18 games?
I think the teams are smart enough to know that it's just throw the year out. You'd hope.
Yeah.
Um,
He's not even a qualified hitter this year. He hasn't even had that many at bats to be a
no.
qualified hitter.
And the at bats he did have were really bad. So I think you can trust the overall work of Bo Bichette based on one baseball season. But again, like this team can compete. We're showing that the pieces around them are pretty decent at this point. So yeah, that's where I'm at with maybe not trading Bo Bichette.
Like, who do you think right now is essential locks in the bullpen?
Jordan
Ro-
Romano,
Romano,
Brendan
Henny,
Little's
Henny.
Henny is locked in probably for next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Brendan Little probably to me is locked into a spot. Probably low leverage, but it's a spot. Chad
Yeah.
Green, obviously. Um,
God, that Schwarber meatball.
yeah, and then after that,
I
I
think
don't know.
Swanee's on the brink because they can non-tender him, right?
Yeah, I think he's on the edge of that.
Yeah.
And like Burr, I mean, you're hoping
Burr's gonna
probably
have to have a good spring, probably, or a good rest
100%,
of the
and you're
season.
and you're probably hoping for one of the minor league guys to show out to take a spot like
Like
that
Hagen
too.
Danner could be a good piece, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different pieces as well that you're hoping can take the leap, and no one's wanted to take the leap from the minors pretty much.
Well, Ricky T 2026.
Oh, I've been
No, Avery, don't do this. Tell the people what your take is. I don't do this.
it'd
This is a crazy take, by the way. This is a Johnny Junta take. I just want to make that clear.
be awesome to see Ricky T closing ball games in the Rogers Center one day. Ninth inning guy, the light show for Ricky T. I'm starting to see it. Ricky T, ninth inning World Series, him, the celebration at the end. I'm starting to get Ricky T closer pilled, as the kids say. I obviously, if he's more valuable as a starter, I'd like to have him there, but I'm looking out for his best health interests.
Save the bullets. Leave the bullets in the bullpen. You know?
And then he can be the next Garrett Crochet. It's like, you know what? This guy throws 100 out of the pen, and we can build him up a little bit. You know what? Let's get you five months of Cy Young starts, and then we can go from there.
And then potentially trade you to the Dodgers for like
For the
7
biggest
prospects.
haul. Yeah, biggest haul you've ever seen. And then you tell him you don't want to pitch.
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough one for our boy Ricky T. I mean, we won't be seeing him until 2026. I'll almost be 30 by the time he's pitching in the show. So yeah, thoughts and prayers with Ricky T, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of where we're at with that. I mean, he used to be one of the best pitching prospects in baseball. I actually talked about this with Bryson when I went for breakfast with Bryson on Tuesday. He said that when Ricky T pitched in spring training, everyone in the Phillies was like, "Who the fuck is this guy? This guy is insane." And then when they saw he didn't make the big league roster out of spring training, everyone in the Phillies was like, "Are you kidding me? Like this guy, like they're just wasting his bullets."
Because that was what the Castellanos home run off Ricky T in the spring outing, maybe.
Yeah, and then apparently everyone was like, "I can't believe they're just wasting this guy's bullets in AAA."
Yeah. Well, the thing about our friend Rick is he's not great at throwing a lot of innings per year.
Yeah,
And that's our next step to take the leap.
we got to do the road to 50. I mean, shout out CB. We got to do the road to 50. The road to 50 has been a tough
God, I
slog.
want to see him on the mound so bad. Like
Me too. He's so sick when he's on the mound. He's so good. He's
we need
so
to.
good.
We just need. It's kind of like get him to the Greek, but we just need to get Ricky on the mound.
Get
Just
him
like
to 50. Get him to 50.
yeah, get him on the bump. Get him there. That's what we
I
need
say
to do.
when he comes back from injury, just straight to the show. No more wasting bullets. We keep that arm as fresh as possible. Just straight to the show.
Yeah.
Ricky T.
Surgically repaired left arm.
Yeah, that's what we
You
need.
remember how big that fucking guy was when we saw him?
Oh my God. When he came up, we were talking to him and we're like, I was like, you are the biggest human. Like you are yoked,
Yes,
and you are like,
it's looks like he plays tight end.
again, it's just like, I mean, is being too strong a problem in the game of baseball? You know,
Uh, yeah,
it's
I
something to
haven't
think
been
about.
hurt as a podcaster since I
I haven't been heard as a podcaster. I actually remember I had the flu during the Gossman interview. I mean, I was sick like 5 times this offseason. I don't know if people remember that.
You think maybe that's about your life habits?
Well, might have been. But I was, like I said, I battled. I missed Avery's birthday.
Yeah,
So
you did do that.
I mean, do you think? Yeah, I mean, we're averaging an injury a year for Ricky T. So we got to really work on that. That's the first step.
Yes.
Having a fully healthy season again. 2026 is what we're on to. But next year he won't be injured, right? Like he's working through an injury, so he's technically not injured next year. So that's 1 year down the drain, or not
Yep.
down the drain, in the books of not being injured. And then we're on to 2026. So
He will put up the best September
of all
two
time.
weeks
Do we send him to the fall league in 2025?
from the big leagues to the fall league. He needs to get some.
Bassett did it. Remember?
Did he actually
Yeah. He
with
pitched for
the
the
White
White Sox and
Sox?
then went to the fall league.
Okay, I like that,
The Bassett route.
dude. If he can be the best ever pitcher in the fall league,
Oh, I'd be sick.
yeah, I would hang his banner in the Rogers Center if he won 2 fall league MVPs.
Oh, back to, or not back to back, but 2 fall league pitcher MVPs would be scenes.
Yeah.
We would hang our hat on that and be like, I like the fact that we could do a lot of coping and be like, man, we got Ricky T waiting right there, like back to back, or 2 out of 3 years fall league MVPs. Like we got that to go. So we're on 2026. That's the moral of the story. But Kyle Schwarber owns us. Another thing. I texted him and I said, did you really just hit 3 home runs right in my fucking face? And he sends 5 laughing emojis and goes, sorry, bro. And then yeah, it was good catching up with Schwarbs. We didn't go for breakfast with him. He had some family stuff. And then I went for breakfast with Bryson. Shout out Bryson, man. What a guy. Full-blown father now. It still blows my mind he's a dad. Because I've known him since we were like 19.
He's our age, right?
Yeah, he's our age. I've known him for like 6 or 7 years now. So
Is he? Do you see him now and you say, "Wow, you're so much more mature than I am"?
Yo, for sure. But the thing is, when you're a pro baseball player, though, you mature faster than like another 27-year-old. Like, for example, he looks around the clubhouse in the Phillies. Everyone has kids. Everyone's married. I think I'm not saying he rushed it and got FOMO, but like you kind of just adjust to that lifestyle, you know? And that's what he did. So there's only like 1 or 2 single guys on the team, he said. It's crazy. Like everyone's wifed up. So you kind of have a little bit of FOMO. It's like me. And this is a question for older listeners. At what age am I going to be like, holy fuck, I'm lonely. All my friends are wifed up with kids. I'd love to know that age because right now I'm kind of experiencing it. You, Curtis Alto, everyone's wifed up. It's like kind of got to work around the girlfriend plans here to see the boys, you know? So, and then at the end of the night, it's like all the boys go to their girlfriend's places. Maybe I will find love someday. We'll see. But yeah, I'd love to know from our older crowd, when's the age you kind of just like, fuck, I'm kind of just by myself here. It's me, myself, and I. I'd love to know. Love for people to let me know that. But yeah, that game on Tuesday was a kick in the dick. I've had enough of Zach Pop, and I said this in our group chat. If Zach Pop was wearing a Bowden Francis shirt, I will storm Rogers Center. He is not wearing a Gate 14 shirt. I'm sorry.
I think he knows, unfortunately. The Zach poop. I think it's probably.
I hate to say it though, he probably was wearing a Gate 14 shirt. I mean, Bowden gave one to, like, I'm assuming Bowden might be boys them, but they're kind of 2 different people. Like Zach Pop is a cold-blooded patriot, and Bowden's just like a chill, just a chill lad. So I don't know. Maybe they're not boys, but if Zach Pop, if I see a picture of Zach Pop in one, I might be sick. But what can you do, right? But yeah, that Zach Pop single, double, gets an out, and then Swanee comes in to try to clean it up, and the Phillies just rake. How awesome would it be to be a Phillies fan, Avery? You got a guy at the top of your lineup hitting 190 with 4,000 home runs.
I just think people would hate Schwarber if he was in Toronto.
No, I don't think so. I really don't.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think they'd be able to fully. You see 190, and you like Varsho Springer when he was the worst hitter in the world was hitting 190. I guess you just clearly go to OPS and it tells you that he's a good player.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think just an average under 200 would make anyone over 50 lose their minds.
but I think the older
You know the segment on Blair and Barker where they talk about Kyle Schwarber isn't good because he hits 190.
but I think the older crowd has an appreciation. And I'm not saying all older guys. Like a lot of the older crowd is adjusting the analytics, all that type of stuff, which is fine. I'm not singling out the older crowd. There's even some kid like 20-year-olds that have this take. But
Yeah, I just say the old people.
I
I'm sorry
think they
to
see
people.
the home runs and they let it fly. I truly do. Because we're like, let's talk. Like Schwarber last year at 50 bombs, but he hit like 210, right? 50
That's
bombs is 50 bombs, brother. I don't care who the fuck you are. Like,
yeah.
that's a lot of home runs. So I think people can accept the low average if you're launching baseballs into orbit. I really do. The defense isn't great either, though. I'll say that. The defense in left is definitely not one to brag about.
No, his defense is not good.
Yeah, it's not great. But you give and you take. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd
he was
sacrifice.
47 tanks with a 197 average. He's hitting 245 this year. That's not even close to being bad with a 370 on base
Okay.
and a 474 slug.
Some pretty
Man,
good stuff.
what a baseball player.
Just so fascinating. And his home runs rock because he does that thing where he recoils his bat after he hits a home run. Like the one that he hit was for the walk-off. He recoiled his bat and smiled immediately after he hit it. He's like, yeah, that ball was, I just
That,
put that in the
yeah,
second deck.
Daddy got that one.
Yeah, that was just launched into the second deck, and that's just what I do. So shout out to
Right to a
Schwarber.
Phillies fan, too.
Yeah, right to a Phillies fan. So that was cool. But
Insanely empty, the stadium. Makes sense.
yeah,
Team sucks and everyone's back to school.
yeah,
It's
I think the attendance was 23,000 yesterday.
today. I saw Wilner tweeting. He's like, wow, there's no one here.
Oh, what makes you
Obvious,
say that, Wilner?
obviously, dude, it's 3 o'clock. People are working and the team sucks. There's nothing else to
Yeah,
do.
I
No
don't
one's
know what you really expect, Williamsy lad. Uh, but yeah, I guess we go to today's game. Tough start for Bowden in terms of Bowden. He still got a quality start. I mean, 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 punchies, but the offense again came firing in the first inning, which is what we talked about. People forget this was the greatest second inning team in the history of baseball at one point.
yes.
And they were the worst first inning team, and now they're raking in the first, coming back. I mean, Bowden gives up a run, Jay scored 2, take the lead on Christopher Sanchez, and then they just kind of go fall asleep at the wheel the rest of the game.
Yeah, slept walked through it.
Yeah,
I'm like totally I'm super impressed by the Bowden start today still. Like when
it's
you
great. Didn't have his best stuff clearly, and then still battled.
no,
Quality start, put your team in a spot to win
what
the
I thought
baseball
had
game.
been happening with his stuff, YJ's texted this to me. Maybe the fastballs down the middle that go for that they were swinging through all the shitty teams. And you face the Phillies and they hit them for home runs.
Yeah,
Like he seemed to be getting away with stuff in the middle a lot of the time. And that can be because of the other pitches he's throwing, like working off a splitter, you see it differently and you're swinging through a fastball. But they were just ready to hit the fastballs and they did a good job of that. I mean, they put on some good swings on him. The splitter wasn't getting swing and miss like it had before, or they was giving up more hits on it because Arden comes in. Also, just let BNS and Arden change jobs. I think, like, put BNS on the field.
yeah,
I'd be happy with that.
yeah.
They're like, yeah, he's only given up one hit on a splitter all of last month, and then the next pitch, I'm pretty sure, or that at bat is someone just roped a splitter in the center field. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's you're bound to do that. But yeah, the pitches, maybe it was a control thing. A totally
Still
fine
3 runs
start.
against the best offense in the NL. One of the best offenses.
Quality
Yeah.
start. Yeah, it's still a tip your cap. You did great outing, and you'd be happy to take that all the time.
Yeah, pretty good. So I mean, like I said, bullpen wasn't even bad either, to be honest. I mean, the Ryan Burr home run he gave up, other than that, it was kind of a clean slate there from the bullpen, but offense couldn't get going against Christopher Sanchez. By the way, I think Christopher Sanchez is one of the most underrated pitchers in baseball. He's unreal.
Yeah, you can go back and forth saying Sanchez and Suarez are underrated, and
Yeah.
you'd have a good argument for either of those guys.
Yeah. But Jays didn't win a game this week. That's the moral of the story. The Jays did not win a game this week.
Yeah,
Lost on
off day.
Sunday, lost on
Still
Tuesday.
insane. Off day Monday, and then off day Thursday.
I don't get it. No one wants to work anymore.
No one wants to work.
Sad.
anymore.
It's
Nope.
sad, but yeah, this is one of the weirdest schedules I think in recent memory to have 2 off days during in between, and then a 2 game set in between. I'm not sure if I
Okay,
agree with it.
Bowden 16 swings and misses. That was better than some of his starts through like his great stretch
I
here.
just think, like you said, though, the Phillies are able to hit mistakes more than other teams. But he
Yeah.
did this against the Orioles as well, so it's kind of it's a little different. It's hard to really gauge, but again, it was a great start. I believe Bowden's next start will be against. So he went today. So he will be go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against the Mets on Tuesday.
Yeah. So the good thing to see is zone contact percentage is only 60% on the splitter. So really good for him. That's yeah, another bright spot. Build on that and continue on.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, not much to say for the series,
Oh
really.
shit. He went to the Kevin Gosman school of the splitter in the zone 26% of the time.
Wow. Wow.
Good for him.
Pretty good.
Yep.
That's why it's good to have veteran presence there, man. It's good to have veteran presence
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I guess we can one thing I didn't want to talk about. I tweeted this. It blows my mind. So I tweeted, if you came into a big league game, let's say the Jays are up 12 in the ninth. Pete Walker goes to the stands and goes, I want you to close out this game in the ninth and get 3 outs. I said, do you think you can close a game out up 12? 44% of people think they can close a Major League Baseball game out against a team that is trying to win. Don't do this position player mindset bullshit. This team is trying to win. There isn't a chicken's dick chance that you could close a game out up 12 as a common man. Not a chance.
I agree with you.
You have to throw strikes from 60 feet 6 inches. One, I don't think guys would take their bat off the shoulder until you at least threw 2 strikes in the count because you're throwing slow as shit. They can adjust to it. And everyone's saying, like, oh, I played college ball. Okay, you played college ball, you'll throw 82. Then they'll just be able to hit 82 because it's something they see. An 82 mile an hour fastball, they see that in like BP. They see that when they're hitting off the machine. There is no way you could get 3 outs against a big league team. No chance.
So I said, we did this at work. I said, if you gave me 10 chances, I would do it one time. And that's because they would skull, because you still have major league defenders.
Yes.
They would skull, but I would give up 10 and they would somehow skull baseballs to people for 3 outs. Like, you wouldn't get a strikeout, I don't think.
No chance.
No chance.
No.
And yes, sometimes you just hit balls to people. So I think if you get 10 chances one time, I could do.
But I'm saying,
and I would have to
I
would have to lob it in too. Like I can't try and throw the ball straight because you don't throw hard enough. They would just tee off on that.
They would rake off of that. So yeah, just it was a good topic of discussion. I got it from part of my take. So part of my take, they said if you came into a Super Bowl game in the fourth quarter up, I think it was 21. Do you, as a quarterback, do you think you could help, like you can finish the game off and help the team win? And you had to throw the ball.
Mm.
And Dan Orlovsky said he could. Obviously, Dan Orlovsky's a former pro quarterback. But
yes,
I made it a little bit different because it's 21 points is really nothing. So I made it a little bit different. But yeah, that's a good question to have. Good question to have.
I like that.
But yeah, let's go into listener questions here.
Do you have them pulled up?
I can pull them up. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know you asked for listener questions today.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've decided I'm going to learn a new language in the off season.
Okay, so you're gonna DJ and learn a new language.
Yeah, the DJ part. By the way, if you are a lot of our listeners, I've had some people DM me about John Summit in Montreal on Saturday. I will be there, and then me and Avery will be at Dom Dalla Friday night.
Yeah.
So do not expect Blue Jays tweets Friday. that just won't be happening.
Oh, and OUA baseball season started as well.
Go Griffs.
Go Griffs. Yeah.
But yeah, Dom Dalla Friday, John Summit in Montreal Saturday. I'm doing the gauntlet with my friends, Natalie, Liv, Mikey. It's gonna be a grind.
My brother's doing the gauntlet as well.
You love to see that.
Yeah, I will. I'll have to check in on my soldiers after after Saturday night. That's for sure.
Do you have these out?
Nope, I do not.
Okay, if you have to deal a couple of the young guys this offseason, who are you dealing that will get you a quality return? That's a good question.
Okay, that's a different question than I would want to answer. Like, Barger gets you a great return.
Yep.
Is he 1A has of great
I think
returns?
Barger's got to be 1A.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I
I
want.
want to hold on to Horowitz, obviously, because he can play second, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Horowitz, I just don't think is a trade piece. I think they're happy with him. I think it would be Barger, no,
I think Barger might be the only
or
one.
Elvis maybe as a we forgot about him, and that's probably a good piece as well.
Yeah, Barger and Elvis. Yeah, I kind of have the same answers, to be honest. I don't see a world where they trade like Davis. I don't see a world where they trade Horwitz. I don't see a world where they trade Wagner, Loperfido. Like, I think it's really just Barger that would get dealt if I see a trade happening this offseason.
Yeah.
Roden, probably?
Well, that'd be a good little piece there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's done a great job in AAA as of
Yeah.
late. That's don't let him up to the big leagues to show if he fails a little bit and
Yeah.
trade him before he gets there. Like I don't know if Rodin's legit or not because I haven't watched him play baseball, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna speak on things I haven't watched and thought about.
Yeah. What did you and Bryson have for breakfast? I had breakfast burrito. I'm a slut for a breakfast burrito. I think they're the GOAT.
They don't do those enough.
Yeah, they really don't. But this place, it's near Blue Jays Way. This place I went to. Can't forget the name, but no free ads anyways. I felt bad for Bryson because we sat down and like four Phillies fans that drove from Pennsylvania sit right beside us, and they were just staring at him the entire time. And I was like, and Bryson just looks at me and goes, "Oh man." And I go, "Yeah, man. Like I tried to pick as far away from where your hotel was as possible.
But you put them 10 minutes or 10 seconds from the stadium.
Again, that would be a good counterpoint from him. But yeah, I had a breakfast burrito. I don't remember what he had. He had like sausages or whatever. Do you think Bowden would be okay with me making a "Let's get stuffed and eat shit" shirt? I think he'd be fine with it.
What the fuck?
Which one of you guys is freakier? No comment. Go to hangover food and activities. I am a weird cat. I like working out when I'm hungover. Like I go to the gym every day anyways, but I feel like it wakes me up more. My gym doesn't have a sauna. It would definitely be a sauna, but I do like a Tim Hortons breakfast wrap. The farmer's wrap kind of hits when you're hungover. I will say
Yeah,
that.
I'm a egg McMuffin, Dawn's iced coffee to get it going.
Yes.
But I was tapped into the Pedialyte game big time,
Okay.
and that's really good to get on. Expensive shit, but
Very
really good.
expensive because they know
For
they know that's how they get you.
yeah, my
They're like,
hangover thing, I don't really get headaches, stomach aches. I'm good. I'm just insanely tired, and I just need to
yeah,
take a nap, and that's the only thing that does me in.
yeah. Will the Blue Jays sign Juan Soto this offseason or in 15 years when he can't hit in AAA? Yeah, I could see the Jays in 15 years or 12 years signing Juan Soto and Vladdy still here, and they're like, you know what? Let's run this back that we should have ran back like 15 years ago.
So there's two Sotos who are on the Dominican Summer League Blue Jays.
Yes.
Warlin and Randy, maybe. Obviously,
Okay.
they're not related, but we should get the Soto triplets in the big leagues
Oh, that would
together.
rock.
I'm sure there's a Soto in every fucking
Yeah, they're probably. I mean, I
every.
would say it's a pretty common last name,
Yeah.
to say the least. But yeah, let's get the Soto twins together. We'll call them. Is the vacuum a top 5 invention of all time? Yeah, it really is. I don't know who designed the vacuum because I know before you would sweep shit up, but
Yeah.
whoever designed the vacuum is a literal genius. So shout out to that person.
Yeah, I was just thinking about lawnmowers kind of the other day too.
Yeah, that's how did people cut grass before? Like I'm assuming they use like the trimmer thing, but that would take fucking forever on like a farm. You
Yep.
know. Shout out to
Yep.
whoever created a vacuum and the lawnmower. Someone said, "Will we get a Christmas album part 2?" Listen, our producer's not here. He moved to
Our
Alberta.
producer bailed on us,
Yeah,
dude.
he bailed on us. But maybe if he comes home for Christmas, I want to do it in November again. But we got to figure out new
Why did we
tracks.
do that, man?
We can't run the same tracks. We got to like listen. I know I put on a clinic on mistletoe, but yeah, we can't run the same tracks. Maybe there will be a Chris album. If you're a producer out there, I'd love to chat. You have to draft one Toronto Blue Jay on your fantasy football team. Which player do you take in what position? I think this is an easy answer. I really do. I think you go with Dalton Varsho, running back.
Okay.
The way that dude runs, he runs like the guy on the Chiefs.
Isaiah
or Barger.
Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe it's just in my head. I'm getting a Kevin Gosman, Jeff Samardzija, big wide receiver type thing going on.
Okay. Okay. That
So
that that's a good one. I think Varsho would be a really good running
no,
back.
Varsho's really good. Kirk could play D end.
No, he couldn't. He's the slowest human being ever.
His hands up in the air to block some passes.
Yeah. I like that question. That's a good question. Shout out Evan Stack for that question. If the Blue Jays could trade for any player in this offseason, who would you want within reason? I think it'd have to be a bullpen piece. Emmanuel Clase would be sick.
Oh, that's nice. I got this thing for Quinn Matthews, the
That's
Cardinal.
out of any player in the big leagues. You want Quinn fucking Matthews
Yeah, Quinn Matthews and Jordan Walker
for Ricky
together.
T.
Yeah. Quinn Matthews, he got an uptick in velo this year, and I think he should see some big league time because the Cards suck too. But lefty stud
Yeah. Why do Italian pitchers keep getting torched from BK? I'm not sure. Arrighetti let us down today.
because
Let a
they're meant to
nation.
kick soccer balls around the pitch,
Yeah,
man, not
that's
not
fair.
throw them.
That's fair. If the Phillies are a wagon, what kind of vehicles will the Blue Jays be?
Oh, brother, my car, my
Yeah,
shit.
Avery's accent. Is it an
Yeah,
accent?
2009 Hyundai Accent. Yeah, beat up.
It gets you there though. But the thing about your car is, which is great, Avery, is it's so reliable, right? Like,
I've been hit 3 times since December, and my car just keeps going. I
yeah,
was praying that my car would be in pieces so I could write it off and get a new one. But it takes fucking hits and it keeps going. It's insane,
it
this thing.
grinds it out. It's like I
Yeah.
said, that's why I don't know if I could do the Jays. But next one, early Super Bowl prediction: Chiefs Lions.
Mm. Wow, I haven't even thought about a Super Bowl prediction.
Chiefs Lions is the play.
No idea Super Bowl prediction, but the Jacksonville Jaguars win their division.
Okay, love that. Do you want to see spring training games return to Montreal? Of course, that'd rock. I love that. I mean, the
Dude, I
atmosphere
wish
there
they
was
could
insane.
do them at what is it, Nat Bailey in Vancouver if it was warm enough.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to take the Blue Jays out there too.
Favorite random Blue Jay from the 2000s? I just can't get the name Gustavo Chacin out of my head when I
Yeah,
think about the 2000 Blue Jays.
you
I can't.
really love him too. Jesse Carlson for me.
Legend. Maddie says, just here to say I love the Bowden shirts and you guys are awesome. Thank you, Maddie. Appreciate that. Are the Jays missing Bradley Zimmer? Listen, the numbers are there. 2022 rocked when Bradley Zimmer came back to the team and before he got traded or DFA'd. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Yep.
Who would win in a bad take contest? Mike Wilner, Ken Reed, or Blair and Barker? That's a toss-up. I'll be honest with you. It's a toss-up. No respect to Blair and Barker.
Ken Reed doesn't really
Disrespect.
have like the takes
Ken,
are on a different.
Ken Reed's pretty bad.
Talking in absolutes about the game of baseball is just an insane thing to do.
Yeah, it really is.
Just
It really-
it's they're good baseball players. Like it's yeah. I try not to do that so it doesn't blow up in my face.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just a bad thing to do. But I think Wilner wins the bad take one.
Yeah, that's fair. From JR, what's been your favorite Blue Jays moment season on the field from the Jays and your favorite Gate 14 moment? Favorite Gate 14 moment was Jock Night. Favorite on the field moment, honestly, probably just watching Vladdy the second half, man. That's since May 1st, probably.
Is there a game you really like from this year that you remember well?
Not really.
I don't. Yeah, there's not one I think back on. It's like
I mean,
that
that
was
Twins game Saturday rocked.
really good. Yes. Maybe the Davis walk off, but that was a really bad baseball games for multiple innings too.
Yeah. There was 1-1 for and it was against the Pirates.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the best game. World Series prediction. I actually want to talk about this. As a nation, as Gate 14 Nation Blue Jays fans, we now have to pick a team to root for in the playoffs. Who are you kind of hitching your wagon towards? Because I got two teams in mind. I want to either root for the Mets or root for the Padres.
Okay, so you're just going National League.
Yeah.
I'm kind of so I want the Guardians to win because of the Nailers of the for the AL. Oh man,
I would love to go to a Cleveland playoff game again. I say we do it.
we should do it 100%.
Dude, that rocked.
That was
Like that
really,
that was
really,
so sick.
that was just, I was single at the time and it was just a classic. You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah,
And
just a freak on a leash.
yeah, we went out and did that. That was so sick.
Yeah, that was unreal. So yeah, I'm
Um,
for the Padres or Mets probably.
dude, I wish we didn't hate the Diamondbacks because they'd be a pick in there too.
Yeah. Next one. Finding love at Corona Rooftop or Vladdy coming on gate 14. Vladdy coming on gate 14. Fuck love. That would rock. Um, top three favorite video games. I love like Fortnite is the reason why Gate 14's grown so much. So I'm gonna go Fortnite. I love MLB The Bigs, goated game, and MLB Slugfest. Those are my three.
Nice. COD. Just I love COD. Really liked NCAA Baseball '06, one of my favorite games growing up, and I think the show on PSP. PSP, by the way, insane invention. Just so ahead of its time, doesn't get the respect it deserves. An
Yeah,
awesome machine, the PlayStation Portable.
goated, goated.
Yeah.
Someone asked, would Johnny rather a Blue Jays wildcard game this season or front row John Summit tickets? I mean, I'd rather be behind the booth at John Summit. That'd be kind of sick. Some missile launchers back there. I'd probably prefer that. How long does it take for both of you guys to get to work? I was in Toronto a week ago and traffic is horrible. Avery lives in Toronto usually during the week, so I know Avery can speak on it. It's easier to get to where we work in Kitchener. But when you drive back to Toronto after work at like 5, 6, that's when it's just a swamp. It's hell.
Yeah, I'm like an hour and 20 to work and 2 hours guaranteed home.
Yeah.
So spent a lot of time in my
Yeah, it's not great.
no, it
It's not
sucks.
great. But yeah, and we actually that's it for listener questions. I had a funny tweet that I wanted to talk about for the analytics, I bet. Where is it? I gotta find it here. Okay. From Paul Frank on Twitter, the worst tweet in the history of Twitter. 1 month later, Ross Atkins exit interview. Shapiro, you were tasked with putting together a competitive team. You failed. Atkins, in my defense, I misheard you. I thought you told me to take a creamy shit on the field every night. Shapiro, why? Atkins, I don't know. Analytics. Genuinely, if your brain thought to tweet this and be like, this is a good tweet, you are as humanly dumb as they come. It like there's no excuse for a tweet this bad. There isn't. This is just dumb. And if you found this funny, I got other things for you. I really do. I don't know what else to say. You're just as dumb as they come.
I mean, that's banger hunting, man. That was a
That's
great tweet.
banger hunting, and it's not because you missed. You missed. Shaq from the free throw line. That's what you did there. And he got bodied on Twitter because of that. But yeah, just a terrible, terrible tweet. Another thing, it's funny to see Yankee fans collapse online. I will be seated at the table for this postseason collapse.
Yeah,
I
100%.
will be seated. Clay Holmes, 11 blown saves. Judge, since he went on Paw Patrol, hitting below 200. I think he's over again tonight. And just their offense has just been absolutely terrible. Stroman got his dick shoved in tonight. Not great from our guy Stro show. I'll be honest with you, not great at all. I believe he gave up 5 to the Texas Rangers. Marcus Stroman final line. 3.2 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs for Marcus Stroman tonight. So this Yankees collapse will rock.
Wow, Tim Ace is in the game.
Tim Meza. Wow. But yeah, I'll say it. I'm rooting for the Mets, man. I'm rooting for the Mets. Everyone said they were going to be shit this year. They're going to suck. Lindor's carrying potential MVP. I mean, I know Otani's going to probably win it, but it's been fun to watch the Mets kind of just go nuts.
Well, shit, Tim Mays hasn't given up a run since. I guess it's only 6 innings, maybe, but
The Yankees hitting lob, man. Mets
pitching lab.
The Mets are about to win their 8th game in a row, by the way. So just a fun club. That's who I wish the Jays were, but they got a little more pieces. I don't even know if they have more pieces. They're just kind of guys like Jose Iglesias, best hitter in the fucking planet.
Yes.
But yeah, it's fun to see the Mets kind of do this thing with just Sean Manaea, who was terrible last year. Good signing. I'm rooting for the Mets and the Padres. I'll say it, but they might end up facing each other in the wild card. So not quite sure where I'll go from there on that. But anyways, great week in terms of content wise and just Gate 14 we up stuff. Enjoy your weekend, man. I mean, it's starting to get cold out there. It's starting to get cold. It's time to start enjoying the weekend, and fall's the best month or the best time of the year. Obviously, you got football, playoff baseball, hockey's gonna be back soon. It's gonna be rock star stuff, and I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, let's just go from there. And appreciate all the support. We got, oh my god, we have like 5 more episodes left, Dave. Isn't that crazy? If
That's
you
the
have any
number.
questions, it might be more. I think it's 3 weeks left. 3 weeks today. Well, like 3 weeks. Like it's the 29th, the season ends. So 25 games. 25 days, sorry. So it might be 5 or 6 episodes. I'm not sure, but it's not many. Single digits. What a ride 2024 has been. Avery's counting right now in his head. Are you counting?
Yeah, we got like 7 episodes left.
7 episodes left. But anyways, like we said, man, love you guys. What let's have ourselves the last month of the year, because then we're gonna be missing baseball again all the way to March. So make sure you guys
Fuck, man. I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, me neither. But back to the Fortnite grind. Love you guys, man. Geek 14 forever. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and like us on Spotify and YouTube. We will chat to you guys Sunday night. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Love you guys. Geek 14 forever.